day. So, welcome to the Art of Content Creation presentation. My name is Phuong Tran and I'm the owner and founder of AM Visuals. And what we do, we raise awareness for companies through the power of content creation. Now, I've got some stats for you guys. 84% of consumers believe that the company's reputation is directly linked to a employee's personal brand. And 44% of a company's market value is directly connected to the reputation of the CEO. So what does this mean? Who knows who this man is? Elon Musk. Everybody knows him. You either hate him or you love him. You hate him for his political views, his affiliation with Mr. Trump, but you love him for the tech that he was able to bring to the world. Electric cars, rockets, Neuralink. How far is that gonna go? I don't know. Show of hands. Who thinks Elon Musk has more followers than Tesla? And show of hands, who thinks Tesla has more followers than Elon Musk? Nobody? Great. You know what I'm gonna be talking about next. He's got 196 million followers. Tesla, 23 million followers. SpaceX, 35 million followers. This is just on X, on Twitter. I still call it Twitter because I can't call it X for some odd reason. Now, the guy has more followers than his companies combined. So what does this tell you? In our line of work, this is total social proofing. Now you may be asking the question, what is social proofing? Social proofing is the modern day's resume. Now think about this for a second. When you work with somebody, the last time you thought about working with somebody or company, did you actually check out their LinkedIn? Did you check out their social media, YouTube, website, blogs? What do they stand up? Like, this is what I do on a daily basis. When I want to work with someone, I go and search them up, right? And if I find some relevance to what I do, to who I am as a person, I am more likely to work with them, okay? So how do you social proof yourself in this day and age? More content. More content, you'll be a social proof, you'll be top of mind. People are gonna think about your product and services when they think about what it is that they want to achieve for their company. Thing is with social proofing, if you have the best product, if you have the best staff, the best services, I guarantee you, if you're not doing content, if you're not out there marketing yourself, you're practically invisible. Now, the question here is that, cool, Phuong, that's cool. Now, I want to do some content. How do I do it? What if the content I want to create has already been created? There's guys out there with thousands of followers. They've done the content I want to do. Who am I to create the content? Now, the thing with this is nobody owns the topic. They don't own the topic. You don't own the topic. You're free to talk about what is it that you want to talk about for your content, for your business, right? The only difference between you and them is that you have your own experience. You have your own learnings and you have your own ways to approach a particular problem. That in itself, by definition, is original content. So you guys may talk about the same thing, but you have different insights about that particular topic that you want to talk about, right? Now, what if you don't know what to create? What if you're like, okay, how do I create content? I don't know what I want to talk about. And to that, I say, don't create anything. Start documenting. Because each and every single one of you sitting here today, you guys have a story to tell. You are experts in your field. You know what to talk about when someone comes up to you. It's like, hey, can you talk to me about your product and services? You're able to answer any questions that they might have at you. And chances are, most of the question that is asked to you, you've answered it 1,000 times. For example, Michael, when I come up to you as a customer, what sort of question do you think I'm going to be asking you?
What's your best rate?
Exactly. What's your best rate? How much can I borrow? What do I do if I'm a sole trader? Those are the questions you're going to be answering more often than not. And that is content that you can actually create already, right? So you all have content to put out. You all have stories to tell. The only thing that you're missing is a framework to work from. And I'm going to share two frameworks with you today. One is the 80% content. So the 80% content is what I just mentioned here. So it's all anything, any topics, any discussions, any questions that you've already answered multiple times on a daily basis, that you talk about on a daily basis. That's content. All you have to do now is either put in a blog form, in a video form, or in a static post form. Now, the second framework that I have to share with you is called the Big Five content. This is actually more relevant to product and services. Now, think of your own situation in this respect. How many times have you thought about a product and service and went, how much does this cost? What are the problems people think about when they think about a particular issue about the product? For example, this clicker. I bought this clicker specifically for this event, by the way. I saw it, I'm like, cool, this looks amazing. It matches my laptop. Now I want to know how much it cost. $180, by the way, just saying. And one of the things I looked up is, cool, if that's a bit expensive. So I went out and looked at the comparison. What other clicker are out there for me to use to do this presentation, right? What are the reviews? Which is the best one? This one. What are the problems? So all of this is content that you can create. And you can go granular with it as well, right? Problems with the clicker, problems with the button, problems with the people using it, right? So you can talk about that. Usually, if it's a problem that people have that is a human error, then that's your problem. It's not the product's problem. You can talk about that too, okay? So this is the framework that we use, and it's actually from a book called They Ask You Answer, and it's essentially the backbone of what AM Visual stands in terms of content marketing. So if you are interested in knowing more on how to use content to better your business, to have better awareness, this is the book to read. I do have a copy, so if you want, I'm only around the corner. Come have a chat with me, and I'm more than happy to have that conversation with you. Now, some case studies from our own clients. This is Moby. He runs a digital marketing agency, and he's been a client of mine for about 3 years now. Each month, we do 4 podcasts for him, which translate to about 40 pieces of short-form content that he uses on multiple social media platforms. LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, his own website, and YouTube Shorts. This is some of the results that we got for him. 600,000 views for a 30-second piece of content from the podcast that we created for him. Now, the thing I have to stress here is that the content he talks about has already been talked about. This is like SEO, lead generation. This is staple in digital marketing or marketing as a whole, right? The only difference with him is that he's got opinions. He's got ways that he likes to approach these problems. And why this particular post blew up is because he was like, okay, is SEO dead? I don't know. Maybe, yes, no? Check it out. And the cool thing that he recently told us was because he posted it so often, he stayed top of mind with his customers, he managed to land Bupa as a client. Second example, this is Jay. Full disclosure, this is actually my brother. He used to work at AM Visuals as well. And he decided to jump ship because he wanted to start a career in luxury watches, okay? For him, we've been doing content for roughly 5 to 6 months now. We generate about 80 pieces of content a month for him. And this is about watches, right? So it's like, what watch do I need to, what watch can I buy? How much does it cost? What are the problems with the watches? What are the horror stories? How do I spot a fake watch? Okay. And we managed to grow his channel to 15,000 followers in the last 4 months. Okay. This is just doing content that people want to know about in his industry. And you can do that too. And what are the tools these guys use to create content and what I recommend for them too? Podcasting and vlogs, right? Well, the cool thing about podcasting is if you're in a service game, like you, Michael, Kieran, for example, you guys deal with a lot of information, right? And you don't have to rely on your own knowledge, but you can rely on the knowledge of others. So having guests on will boost the amount of content you can actually create, right? And the other way that you could do it as well is grabbing a small camera like the Osmo Pocket 3 if you like vlogging. Just bring it up, talk about what it is you want to talk about, and then send it to us to edit, and then we'll create some content for you. Now, with podcasting, the cool thing with podcasting is that you can actually repurpose that content through short social media videos. You can repurpose it into blogs. You can repurpose into reels, and you can repurpose into static posts, which is like photos with like quotes and whatnot on them. So the next thing that I want to stress when you guys are creating content is what value are you bringing to your customers? The content that you create must have some value. You must be honest. You can't be like, here's some content, but you need to follow me for more. but you need to contact me for more. You have to give value to the customers first and foremost, okay? So think about your own situation when you're scrolling through Instagram or scrolling through TikTok. Think about what caused you to like that post. Think about what caused you to follow that person, what caused you to go into their profiles to find out more about what they do. And most importantly, what is it about their content that you enjoyed and you consumed? Chances are they already know who their target audience is. So when you talk to somebody, when you create content, think about a persona. Think about the person that you want to talk to, right? Think about what they do, who they are, what do they eat for dinner if you're a food creator, right? And most importantly, think about their pain points and think about the solution you can provide to those pain points. And most importantly, are they even aware that they have a pain point and a solution to those pain points? I have a question for you guys. How many times a week do you think you need to post? 3? You guys got it right. But here's a fun thing that I'd like to show you guys. You guys know who these people are, right? Alex Hormozi, Gary Vee. What you might not know is how many times they post a week. Alex posts 245 times a week. Gary Vee, 350 times a week. Now, I'm not here to tell you this is the amount that you need to post a week. There's the magic number, which is 3 to 5. But the fact of the matter is that the more you post, the more benefit you're gonna reap. There's a quote that we like to say at AM Visuals, quantity breeds quality. And just for fun fact, I know you guys are not him, but he spends about $80,000 a month on content creation. In terms of revenue, that brings about $7.5 million. So the more you post valuable content, the more people are gonna come to you. These are some of the benefits that we know for a fact will actually come to your business if you decide to post more valuable content, right? You're gonna be social proof. You're gonna stay top of mind. You're gonna be relevant. People are gonna come to you because they trust you. They're gonna come to you because they know what you provide, what services you have, and what product to solve their pain points. Now, I had a dude the other day. I was sitting on my desk and I picked, and someone called me. Pick up the phone, and then first thing I hear, "Hey, Phuong." I'm thinking, well, like, who is this guy? I don't know him. I'm like, "Oh, hey man, who are you? What's going on?" He goes, "Oh yeah, I just want you to teach me some content creation." I'm like, "Okay, hold on a second. Where did you find me?" He goes, "Oh yeah, I saw your post online on a platform called SuperPro. The SuperPro is a platform to help people for you to teach anyone anything that you might have of value. For example, for me, it was content creation. But what I want to highlight here is that I didn't even have to educate the guy on what I do. All I had to do was have a discussion. Let's check out what he wants to do and close him. That's all I had to do. Okay? So the more you post, the less time you're gonna spend on closing deals, the more qualified your leads are gonna be. You're gonna have less doubts with your customer because they know who you are already, and you don't even have to educate them because your social content will be educating them already. Now, you guys remember Moby that I talked about, right? My client. He actually uses his social media post to send to his client as a sales pitch. So if someone calls him up and is like, "Hey, I want this service," he will grab the video, send it to them, just like that. And the cool thing with that is because they see you on social media, they see him on social media, they think of him as more qualified to solve their problems. Okay? Posting is 3 to 5 times a week, depending on the platform. If for Facebook, for example, if you want to deal with B2B, you need to post about 3 times a week. If you want to deal with everybody else, like the end consumers, you need to be posting once every single day, so 7 times a week. Now, if we take the low number, that's 12 pieces of content a month, 144 pieces of content a year. Okay? Now you're thinking, I still don't have enough time to be posting that much. That's okay. I got a tool for you. ChatGPT. Now, hands up if you use ChatGPT for work. Cool. Hands up if you have a framework that you use for ChatGPT. I'm here to help you. Okay? The framework that I use for ChatGPT is the CARE framework. All right? Every time I deal with ChatGPT, I always give it a context to adhere to, an action for it to do, a result that I'm expecting ChatGPT to give me, and I will also give it some examples to make sure that it knows what I want. I've got an example for you. So if you guys want to scan that QR code, this is an actual prompt that I actually did just for the purpose of this presentation, and it relates to creating content for WOTSO Blacktown. Now, this is the prompt that I gave ChatGPT to give me some examples on what to create for Blacktown WOTSO. The context here is that you are a content creator specializing in Instagram posts with 3 years of experience. We're doing some content for WOTSO Blacktown. Here's their website. Okay, so I've given it the website because I wanted to give a bit more context and a couple of examples for ChatGPT. The action that I wanted ChatGPT to give me, to do for me, is to list me 5 ideas that I can create for this week. But specifically, 5 ideas to educate people who are thinking about renting a co-working desk. Not a private office, a desk. Then what I want ChatGPT to focus on in terms of results, I wanted to focus on the what's included, amenities, the networking opportunities, the no lock-in contract, and the single monthly fee. I say this because this was what I was interested in when I reached out to WOTSO. And lastly, because I didn't have any examples and I provided a website for it to know what I'm talking about, I asked it to ask me 3 questions to clarify what I wanted from this ChatGPT. Okay? And here's the result. So this is 3 results that it gave me, and I thought they were pretty cool. First result was a reel. So it told me that I need to create a reel to focus on 3 of the main points that I want to focus on when it comes to renting a space at WOTSO. Second was a testimonial video or a post blog. It didn't really specify. So testimonial, everyone needs to have a testimonial piece for your business. You want people talking about you. You don't want to talk about yourself, right? And lastly, a story series. This is more of like showing a day-to-day of what's happening at WOTSO at any given time. Because usually stories happens within the last 24 hours, so people want to know real-time updates for WOTSO. Now, what I want you guys to remember when you're dealing with ChatGPT to create content is to be very specific. So you notice in my example, I was very specific with what I wanted from ChatGPT, right? So I told it, okay, you have 3 years of experience, you're an Instagram content creator, so not TikTok, not YouTube, Instagram. So I was very specific with what I wanted. I was specific with what I wanted in terms of the action, the result, and obviously the examples, because it asked me some questions. And I gave it what I wanted, and it gave me this the results here. Next, think about making sure that you give rules and roles to ChatGPT, because ChatGPT loves rules and roles. The more specific you're gonna be, the more specific the results are gonna be, and the more results you're gonna get. Okay? And lastly, talk to ChatGPT as if it's a human being. That helps a lot. Use emotive languages. Trust me, it's gonna work. Okay? Now, here's my gift to you guys for joining the presentation today. If you scan this code, I will give you a ChatGPT, a custom GPT that I created to generate 2 months worth of content for you. I'll get out of the way. There's a pineapples here still. Now I said you need to be posting 144 times a year, but things change. So you can reuse this ChatGPT if you want to. Again, I'm here if you guys have any questions. Come to my office. I'm more than happy to have a chat with you.